What's up y'all, Jmaculate here. In today's video, I'll be going over how to sync the pocket operator PO33 with the Sonicware Lofi-12 XT, as well as some common issues you might run into. And at the end, I'll talk a little bit about the advantages of syncing these devices. Well, let's get to it. So I've got the pocket operator and the Lofi-12 XT here. In order for this to work, I need to have the PO send the sync signal and the Lofi-12 XT receive that signal. And the PO sends its sync signal through its line out port. The left channel has the sync signal and the right channel has a mono output of the samples you've saved and sequenced. So we need to split the LNR channels on the PO using a tip ring splitter cable. Then we can use some 3.5mm cables to send the sync signal and audio to the right places. And you can use stereo or mono cables to make the connection. I got this ring tip splitter cable on Amazon for $5 or $10, which works perfect for this. So we'll go from the left channel of the PO into the sync in port on the Lofi-12 XT. And we also need to hear the PO, so we'll send the right channel to the line in port on the back of the Lofi-12 XT. So the final step is adjusting some settings on the PO and the Lofi-12 XT to send and receive the sync signal. On the pocket operator, you have to hold this top right button down, then when you press the BPM button, it changes the sync mode, and we want this to be set to SY1. And on the Lofi-12 XT, you have to go to the system menu by holding function, then pressing play. From here, go to the clock settings and change the source to sync with the A knob. And also make sure that the polarity in is set to rise. So now back on the main screen, when I press the play button on the Lofi-12 XT, it's armed for playback and awaiting the sync signal. Then I just have to press play on the PO, now they're playing in sync. But as I mentioned in the intro, there's also some issues that can come up, particularly when trying to use the Lofi-12 XT to send a sync signal to the pocket operator. Let's take a look. This issue is easier to show than explain, so let's plug the sync out from the Lofi-12 XT to the line in on the PO. And then we need to change the PO's sync mode to SY2 so that it's receiving the sync signal and outputting stereo audio. And lastly, we'll change the clock settings on the Lofi-12 XT to have an internal clock. This polarity out setting is also important. This needs to be set to rise. Now when I press play on the PO, it starts playing immediately instead of waiting for the sync signal like the Lofi-12 XT was doing. It's doing this because the Lofi-12 XT is just constantly sending the signal, instead of only sending it when I press play. I also checked the manual and I couldn't find a setting that makes it so the sync signal is only sent after pressing play on the Lofi-12 XT. And this is problematic because I would need to press play on both devices at the same time for them to be in sync. So the most reliable way to sync these devices is to have the pocket operator send a sync signal to the Lofi-12 XT. And why even sync these devices? Well, the pocket operator is excellent for sample chops. It has 16 pads, an easy to use even slice mode, and it's intuitive to chain patterns together for longer sequences. But one of its biggest limitations is that it only has 4 voices of polyphony, which get consumed very quickly when working on complex arrangements. So you can offload some of those duties to the Lofi-12 XT. Things like the rhythm section, or melodic parts that require you to play chords are great on the Lofi-12 XT because it has an ample 20 voices of polyphony. So you get to add all that polyphony to the quick workflow of the pocket operator. So I feel like they're a good combination, but let me know what you think. And that does it for this video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.